morning, babes. How are we? I found that tune a few days ago and I'm like, oh my God, that tune was written for me. She's a warrior. How are we? How are we? If anyone's been watching me this week, you would have seen me cry. You would have seen me scream. You would have seen me call people out. You would have seen me getting angry. You would have seen me getting emotional. Oh, you would have seen it all this week. So, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Oh my gosh, I just want to honour each and every one of you before I get started on anything today. I really want to just honour each and every one of you around the world because I am absolutely blown away by what is going on at the moment. I literally can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. And I really hope that you guys are seeing through this mist that we have got right now. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I've only just seen the comments. Because the other link didn't work, I actually had to cancel. I didn't realise so many people would be on. Morning, Keith. Morning, Joe. Hi, Soph. Hi, Kirsty. Hi, Meredith. Hello, 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 everybody. Yes, it's... yeah, something happened. So I set up this stream with YouTube, and just to manage your expectations, a lot of people are being blitzed at the moment. So I have to be extremely conscious of the language I'm using today. Although I do not monetize my channel, obviously they are like looking for certain language, they're looking for certain words. So please, 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 can I ask each and every one of you to be extremely conscious with the language today? And I'm actually going to ask Keith and Veronica to be like bang on it today. If somebody posts a word that's extremely triggering, you know the JAB, that JAB that we've all been using for the old. Well, that is now a word that YouTube and our friends at Instagram and people like that are looking for. So I think I'm just going to speak about that because on Instagram I've been using the word that begins with I that refers to it, but I think it's probably just better if we just like use sign language. And I'm sorry that we have to do this, but these are the times that we're living in right now. Morning, Jem, darling. I hope you are well. So let me explain to you, because last week I said I'm going to be doing Sunday evenings for the next 3 weeks, and then obviously here I am a few days later and I have changed everything. So let me explain to you. The reason I am doing this at 10 a.m. this morning is because I had to make a choice. Do I go to stand up in the park in Bournemouth and do this at 6 o'clock, or do I do this now, skip stand in the park in Bournemouth, get up to London later on today in readiness so that I can do my evening meetings through tonight, so that I can just get on. Like Sunday is the start of my working week, so for me to be able to do anything on a Sunday is like taking a Monday off. And obviously, as you guys know, tomorrow, morning Beverly, morning Penny, hi Sunkissed, and hi Dee. Sunkissed sounds good right now. I've got something to share with you on that shortly. So yeah, basically I am taking the day off tomorrow. I am going to do the humanity stuff. I'm going to London. So if any of you are going to be in London, I'm actually heading up there this evening. I'm going to be doing my meetings, my self-love club, things like that from up there. And then tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I am going to be in Hyde Park. So if you are in London, please come and say hello to me. Please come and give me a massive hug. Please come in, just chat to me about whatever's going on with you, because I'm literally getting messages from everyone all around the world at the moment, and they're saying, Lucy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And in particular this week, I've done a few kick-ass Instagram lives this week. I've been quite strict with people and quite full on, for want of better words, because you know what, guys, it's got to the point now where things are shifting. People are being left behind, and because of this huge shift that is taking place, there is so much darkness that is hitting right now. I don't know about you guys, but from my perspective at the moment, we've got literally people are coming out bullying people for no reason whatsoever. People are, shooting people down. People are almost stepping into this that they're better than other people. And I don't agree with that. I think that we are all exactly the same person. We are all exactly the same thing. It's just some people perceive themselves to be better. Some people perceive themselves to have better gifts. And anybody that's looking down their nose at you, or, you know, challenging you or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm now going to be going, oh yeah, good on you, about the thing. But what I am doing is I'm going, okay, you've chosen your path. I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, it's their choice. Now, yes, thank you, Light Seeker. Before we go any further, happy Father's Day to all of the dads. Happy Father's Day to my dad. Happy Father's Day to my stepdad as well. Those guys are absolutely amazing. Between the two of them, I am extremely grounded. I'm extremely loved. I'm extremely looked after. And I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to them for being a massive part of my life and, you know, being able to bring me to you. Like, it's the confidence that I've got through their showings and their teachings and their reminders to me that I can stand here in front of you being this, you know, vulnerable, strong warrior that I am. If you haven't seen, guys, I've got brand new Self Love Club merchandise, hoodies. So they've got the logo for Self Love Club embroidered on the left breast, and then on my one I've got the Warrior of Light written on the back. If you haven't seen it, you know, it's just beautiful. Yeah, so it's really, really gorgeous what's going on. And, you know, some of my team have got their roles on the back, so like head coach and things like that, but Warrior of Light is what people thought was most apt for me. So mine has got Warrior of Light on the back, which I think it is pretty apt for what I'm doing right now. So where should we begin today? Let's start by just having a discussion around a few people that I do not normally speak about and I do not normally share my perspectives on, because like I said a second ago, I truly believe that we've all picked our path this lifetime. We are all doing the soul contract that we have agreed to do. We are conscious beings and we are making choices. So, however, with that consciousness and with that in mind, a number of people over the last few days have been sending me, I'm just going to write a couple of things down because otherwise I'm going to forget. A number of things have been being sent to me around people that are sharing information. So in the last 48 hours here in the UK, there has been a huge push in the media around the fact that the is not bad for your fertility, for your sterilization, anything like that. It is not bad for it. Now, I look at everything like this. I'm looking at both sides. Okay, I look at both sides of it. Now, we do not know, and we have not got enough information to be able to say whether it is or whether it isn't. So right now, I'm erring on the side of cautious, and I'm saying it's just a no from me. Thank you very much. It's just a no from me. 2023, 2024, when the trials are over, maybe that will change. Seriously won't from my perspective, but, you know, for some people, maybe that will change when they've got the data to back up them making an informed choice. So there have been a number of people that are apparently in the conscious media, or maybe they are truth seekers, or they are of the light around, you know, the sterilization and the fertility area of this. So a lady messaged me this morning and gave me a specific name of somebody who is out there, very out there, and she's sharing this article that maybe it's not so bad. The lady's comments to me was, oh my gosh, we've lost another one, or something to words of that effect. I'm not going to say the lady's name, and I'm certainly not going to say the lady that sent it to me. The conversation I had with the lady that sent it to me was, I have known about this person for a long time. What I was shown is that actually that person is navigating certain truthers. Call it whatever you will. I'm going to call it a navigator. So Be extremely cautious of who you are following. Be extremely conscious of who you are following. And I literally cannot say to you, I have been saying over and over, literally on a loop, constant loop, feel into people, observe what they are doing, observe what they are saying, and use your discernment. I'm not saying you have to believe the same that I believe. I'm not saying you have to, look at things through Lucy glasses. No way, not at all. The reason this is working so well right now is we've got differences of opinions and we've got discernment. And if we could apply that to every single layer of our life, actually, we would be able to release this a lot quicker. There's a beautiful magpie that's literally just like walking outside the window. Very interesting. As you guys know, everything that comes into my peripheral, I trust as a sign. Anybody that walks into my life or leaves my life, I look at it as a sign. I'm always searching for the reminders. I'm always searching for the teachings within everything. So the fact that this little magpie is literally it just landed and then it looked through and it was just walking on past the window. It's like, it's a huge sign for me. So please do learn to trust your intuition. A lot of people are asking me to validate things for them at the moment. I get it, guys. You are tired. You are exhausted. Your human is like, get me off this planet. I am done here. I'm really not interested in anything that is going on right now. Like, I am done. However, I'm asking you, I'm reminding you, I'm requesting to each and every one of you, like I really am, from my heart to yours, guys, please hold the line. Please hold the line. We are going to witness so many people that are going to be switching sides for ease. It's tiring, this stuff. It's going to be hard to hold the line. I actually was shared a clip of a video by Tarot by Janine earlier today. And it was basically, she was saying, she'd watched a video with somebody who had been essentially saying that they knew the plan from those people that kind of like look after the world. That it's basically 1% of the population that they want left. They literally want to obliterate 99% of the world. So, guys, I just want you to hold the line with this. I want you to hold the line with this. The light is going to win. We are going to have to get tough. We are going to have to stand in our truth. We are going to have to really figure out who we wish to be. We have got more people awake on the planet right now than they ever anticipated. Thankfully, there are people out there that are speaking the truth and sharing all of this stuff. And there's thousands of Instagram pages that you can follow. And admittedly, most of them are sharing the same stuff these days. But there's thousands of pages out there that are sharing on an Instagram perspective. Facebook, I don't follow anyone like that because I've only literally just been allowed back on there. And I'm in there literally to look after myself. Love Club with Lucy Davis group. I post a few things for my friends, but it's very personal. I'm not having people on my timeline that don't know me or that haven't physically met me. This is very much a game. It is a game to them. For me, it's not a game at all. This is very serious. And as you guys know, I get very, very, very passionate about the fact that people are being harmed in this wicked scenario that we are living through right now. And I don't mean wicked as in great. I mean wicked as in it's nasty. Hey, Alex, darling, I hope you're well. So let's please make sure that we are raising the consciousness on this. Now, how do you do it when you're tired? How do you do it when you're feeling ashamed or embarrassed or fearful? Guys, you've got to get offline. If you are feeling those lower vibrations of emotions, I would encourage each and every one of you to go and check out the levels of consciousness. There are charts on the internet. If you go to something like DuckDuckGo and you just search out the levels of consciousness or something, it shows you very clearly that in the bottom of the consciousness is, fear, it's shame, it's guilt, it's resentment. And then as we go up into love, the consciousness really, really increases. So if you are somebody that is getting tied up or caught up with the nastiness and the shame and the guilt, and you cannot see the wood through the trees, get the heck off of line. Please get offline. You do not need to be immersed in this grottiness. You do not. Thank goodness I have been sat in this for such a long time now, and I have gone AWOL at periods of time because I've gone, no, I need to look after myself. For me, if I'm not looking after myself, guys, how am I going to look after you? And we need your help. This is nastiness that is coming to the surface right now. This is evil coming to the surface, but we cannot step into New Earth properly, and we're getting signs of New Earth, guys. All you need to do is be looking at people's pictures to see that there are signs of New Earth there. You know, I've been taking loads of pictures recently from when I've been down on the beach in Bournemouth, and the sun has been coming up, and you can literally see all of the new light activation codes that are going through it. You can see, if you look at the Schumann resonance, the Schumann resonance has been off the scale. Like, it's literally been off the scale. All we are doing right now is we're dredging it up into people's consciousness. That's all we are doing. It is extremely, extremely important. So it's about increasing the consciousness on this. There are so many people still on this planet right now that are not even aware that this level of darkness exists. There are people that are living in cognitive dissonance. Okay? I agree with what Gary's saying. Gary has said that evil has always been here. It has always been here. The darkness has always been here. But what we have done is we've just accepted it as the norm. We have literally accepted it as the norm. We think it's okay to pay thousands of pounds worth of tax. We think it's okay that we give away our salaries. We think it's okay that there are people that are homeless. We think that it's okay that there are people that are starving because it's just what happens in the world, when it doesn't need to happen in the world. We think it's okay, and I don't mean we literally think it's okay, but we have accepted that there is things like paedophilia on this planet. You know, we've accepted that. And it's kind of like normalized it. You know, and it isn't. This is not what we should be doing. There are no other species living, no other conscious species that live that pay to live. But we've normalized it because these evil forces over the last however many thousands of years have basically said that this is what it is. And we don't know better because our grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents have been living this life. So this is why all of this needs to come up into our consciousness this lifetime, because this stops with us. Now, Ed's asked a really great question. If we go offline, how do we redress the imbalance of stuff being put out from the dark side? What I mean by going offline, Ed, and I don't mean literally just disappearing off like I would love to, into a commune somewhere where I can literally just live in peace and whatever. No, we are at war and we need people to stand up. We need to address that situation. We are at war. If more people knew we're at war, the numbers would be much better. What I am saying is take time for you. If you are getting swallowed up in this darkness, or if you are spinning down the rabbit hole or the dark hole or the black hole or whatever you want to call it, take some time out. Literally get off of social media, get out into nature, get into the water. You know, the sea, the rivers are so good for your soul. Obviously, just be very careful if you're getting into a river. I personally wouldn't get into a river. I'd walk in it, but I wouldn't actually go swimming in it. You know, the sea is a really, really beautiful place for us to be able to get our balance back in line with our body. That is what I mean. Warriors, I need you. We need you. The best way that we can get the balance work is taking action. Actually taking action. And if any of you guys are following me on Instagram, you will know very recently, weeks ago, I channeled that, Lucy, you've got 6 weeks. You've got 6 weeks to get a plan together. And I've literally just gone to work since then. So as much as I'm still speaking about the consciousness, raising the consciousness on the dark side, there are enough people showing the dark side now. There are enough people out there that are showing that. So what we need to do is we need to bring a little bit of balance back. We must make sure that we are out there and we are saying, hey, let's take action. Now, this is something that I've done. Can you see? The pandemic is over. So this is something that I've done. A few weeks ago, I channeled a plan. Now I'm going to share with you the first 3 steps of the plan, guys, because I know that this is probably going to cause a reaction in the YouTube world. They might even stop this, this video. They might, like, whatever. I don't monetize my channel. Literally, I do everything for free. So, there's no reason for them to stop this video, but who knows, guys? So just be very, very conscious again of the language that you're using. So this leaflet reads, I'm going to read it out for you guys because some of you wouldn't have seen it, and I will put it in the community area of this page if I possibly can. So this leaflet was the step number 1 that I was, and I believe this came from God, guys. I don't believe that this has come from anything other than God. What I got given was the first step to increasing the consciousness is getting the masks off of people's faces. Getting the masks off of people's faces, because this is complicit. This is compliant. There are so many people that wear it because they're too scared to take it off. So this is what the leaflet reads. The pandemic is over. If you have been watching the G7 summit, you will have noticed that leaders from all over the world have flown into the UK, enjoying a weekend of meetings and socialising without any of the continued enforced restrictions that are imposed on us, we the people. We have allowed a subset of people to live by their own set of rules, whilst millions of us around the world have lost loved ones from committing suicide, their treatments not being continued, incorrect protocols for treatment of COVID-19, inability to diagnose due to restrictions in hospitals, and now we are seeing many die due to the experimental program. The fact that these people do not fear travelling across the world to the most rife country in the world for COVID-19 demonstrates the pandemic is over. I just want to correct that. Since then, apparently we've been flagged as number 6, not number 1. So I apologise for that bit of incorrect there for any of my trolls. It is time to take your freedoms back. Step number 1, take off your mask. Let everyone see that beautiful smile of yours from today. Step number 2, leave it off when you go in the shops. Smile sweetly at the security guard or whoever. They will smile back. You'll see it in their eyes. They have missed this too. Free your face. Did you know it's not actually a law to wear a face covering? Number 3, get out in the sunshine. Top up your vitamin D in readiness for the impending winter months. Number 4, nourish your body with whole foods, fruits and vegetables to boost your immune system naturally. Number 5, spend time with your family, hug them, love them. Connection keeps us humans healthy. Number 6, turn off your TV. Over the coming months, you will see why this is so essential. If you would like to join us for maskless shopping trips to gain confidence, meet new friends, or maybe discuss why this is important, please join us on Telegram, the Rebel Movement. You can download Telegram in the App Store. It's a bit like WhatsApp Messenger for those who are new to it, and it's sent with love. So this cheeky little flyer is something that is step number 1. Now we are looking to get this leaflet out across the UK in 2 weeks. We've already done, we started distributing this on Tuesday, Wednesday of the week just gone. Okay, so the mission is to get this across the UK in 2 weeks. Now, you can distribute this across your country. I know we've got Keith doing it in New Zealand. We've got Veronica in Norway. We've got people in America. We've got people in Australia. You name it. This has gone global. Now, on I don't know, maybe Thursday or Friday, I did a very emotional live. I was shocked at the number of people that were joining this Telegram group and saying, thank you so much. I found the flyer in a coffee shop. Thank you so much. I found the flyer in my letterbox. Thank you so much for doing this, because now I found my community. I thought I was on my own. This here, as much as it's not what a lot of people want to hear, you want to hear about the war, you want to hear about the protests, you want to hear about the numbers. This is the gentle first step, guys. Now, whilst we are delivering this, like I said, there's 3 steps I'm going to share with you. Whilst we are delivering this, step number 2 of the plan that I had given to me by what I believe is God or angels or whatever you want to believe, step number 2 is removing all of the mind control in and around our towns, the one-way systems, the notices saying that you've got to wear this, the notices saying get this. Those things are what we are doing. We are taking them down as we are delivering this. We're not doing it from a place of hate. We're doing it from a place of love. Literally, we are delivering things. Do you mind if I take off the mask? Like, I've actually asked a couple of coffee shops, can I take off your mask sign on the front of the shop and replace it with this? And they're like, oh my God, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that legally, but yeah, it's up to you. You know, you can if you wish, because I'm so confident in this, guys. You know, I'm putting it out there. Does anybody want to come shopping with me? Whenever I go food shopping, does anyone want to come shopping with me? Like, if you don't want to wear a mask and you want me to have the conversation for you, come along with me. I will hold your hand. And guys, any of us can be doing this. Any of us can be doing this. This isn't something that is, you know, going to war or anything like this. This is what we need to be doing, guys. These leaflets, I ordered 2,000. I designed it. I ordered them, or I didn't design it. I wrote the words. My gorgeous girl, Michelle, actually designed it. And she did such a good job because it's so bright and cheerful. You know, it's going to get into people's consciousness as love rather than hate and fear. So, you know, what we are doing with this is we're distributing this because it's a letter of love. You know, I've seen people and on their letterboxes it says no junk mail. And I'm like, this is a letter with love. You know, and I'm literally just saying that. Now, I ordered 2,000 and I think it cost me about £30. Something like that. So do your research, and what you can do is in the Rebel Movement, in the pinned post on Telegram, you can literally download it as a PDF document. You can have it as an A4 document. I chose to get it as an A5 just because it's easy. Some people have got it as an A6, so that kind of size, but I've done it as an A5. But again, if you've got a printer at home, you can print it for yourself and just distribute it. You know, this, like, okay, it's meaning that you're going to have to put your money in your pocket, in your hand, in your pocket, but to be able to impact 2,000 people or 10,000 people or whatever, like, it's amazing to be able to do that. You can support local businesses by using local printing firms. Like, guys, there is so much good that we can do out of that. And the information, literally the information is not nasty. Now, we have had some trolls. Alex, darling, what I will do is I will post it in the community section as long as I can after I finish this live. And I'll post it as a JPEG and I'll post it as a PDF. What we need to do is just remember that this is from love. Okay, this stage number 1 has to come from love. Okay, this must come from love. Step number 2 is let's remove the mind control. Literally, let's remove the mind control. Joe, unless you're prepared to do it, you are participating in allowing that bullying and stuff to take place. Like, I've delivered, I did 300 with a girlfriend the other night. I did probably about 200 again yesterday. We had one person who was a little bit strange. That's it. And I'm not being nasty by saying that. He started following us and whatever, but this is why I suggest that you go in twos. You know, there was, we had a great response in Manchester. It was amazing. Yes, somebody posted it on Reddit. Yes, there were some trolls. Yes, we got some trolls in the group. But what do you expect? Now, what channeled through me as these people were coming up, I was like, wow, this is really interesting, because what's happening right now is this is stopping a lot of people and their comfort of living. If everybody comes together and says it's over, here in the UK, and I can only use that as an example, there are millions of people currently that are being paid to sit at home on furlough. I'm calling it out today. I'm going to be really straight. There are millions of people out there that are lazy. They are taking the government benefits. They are. They're taking the benefits. They don't want to go back to work. They've got quite comfortable sitting at home, so they need to buy into the fear porn. They need to buy into the fear porn. This is getting rid of that, so they need to put the fear porn out there. But do you know what we do, guys? We get rid of these people instantly. Literally, we block them, we report them, and that's it. This group is one mission and one mission only, and it's for action takers. That is it. It isn't about whether we are right or whether we are wrong. We believe what we are doing is the right thing for humanity right now. Anybody that doesn't think this is the right thing for humanity right now, just don't join the freaking group. It's very simple. It's very basic. I've just seen someone mention Charlie Ward, and I will come to your question in a minute. You know, it makes me giggle. Some people hate him, but they still watch his videos. Why do it? Like, why do it? If you don't like someone, just do not do it. Just don't do it. Just don't follow somebody. It's very, very basic. It's very basic. If somebody's saying something that you don't like, stop following them. Doesn't mean you have to insult them. You know, anybody that is like posting, you know, their woo, I've been on certain platforms. God, I have to be so careful with what I'm saying. I just go unfollow. I don't want to be seeing that stuff. It's my choice what I get to see. It's my choice. My choice. Nobody else's choice. And I'm not asking you to follow me. If you follow me, guys, you follow me. It's as simple as that. Now, my belief system is that we need to wake the world up, and this is step number one. Let's show them that the pandemic is not real. In fact, it is real, but I'm going to explain to you what step number 3 is, and that's what the reality is. So, in answer to your question, I think it was Alex. Yes, I still speak with Charlie. I haven't done any videos with him recently. I think there's quite a lot going on over there, and I was supposed to be at his birthday last week or a couple of weeks ago now. My apologies, it's like 2 weeks ago now. But I couldn't get to Spain for a number of reasons. But fingers crossed when I get back over there at some point, I will be meeting up with him. And I'm actually going to message him about doing a video about this. And also I'm going to be speaking with Nicholas Veniamin. I always say his name is Venian. I don't know. However I normally say his name, it's not that. So I'll be speaking to Nicholas as well about doing a video on this, because it's about taking action. This is about action. This is not about sitting back on our laurels anymore. Great if you're getting furlough payment. Come and join us. Come to the marches. Unfortunately, I can't be at the one on the 26th of June here in the UK. But imagine if 1 million people turn up and they give 65 people this leaflet. That's the whole of the UK done. Of course, we're going to get some people that don't like it. Of course, we're going to get some pushback. Of course, there's some people that buy into this, you know, the what they're projecting on the mainstream media. You know, of course, they're doing that. But I'm not buying into any division. Do I think that there are paid people doing the kind of things that I do right now? Yes. And let me explain to you why that is. I reached out to many people saying, hey, I've got this action plan. It's actually about a 10 or 12 action plan right now, but it will grow because that's the way that it happens. And we're only at step number 1. Okay, step number 1. Now, I reached out to a lot of people, and I was like, please, can you help me? Please, can you help me share this? Blah, 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 blah. And people were like, just shunning me. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. You're good doing the talking, but you don't want to actually take the action to get us back. So I just went at it alone, and I reached out to a number of people. I've got quite a good following on Instagram. I've got an okay following here on YouTube. I had an amazing following on Facebook, but you know what, that's gone, and that doesn't matter. So I reached out to those people, and they were like, oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes, I will help you. And what has happened literally in 2 days, this has gone viral. This has gone viral. And all of a sudden, I've got the influencers now sharing it because it's gone viral. People are scared to do anything outside of the norm for fear. For fear. Okay? So now we have got a little bit of, solidarity on step number 1. Now start step number 2. Let's start removing all of the CV-related fear porn. The mind control, I call it, and that's probably going to get me banned as well, but it is the mind control. Imagine if you can take people maskless shopping. Imagine if you can build a community in your area that is about getting rid of it. You guys know communities are going to come together. And I've had people's egos piping up, oh, I just want to do it in my community. That's great. But this is about us as the UK woke ones and all around the world coming together to say, this is where it stops. Because step number 3, ladies and gents, and this I've just finished writing it. I need to get it to my graphic design lady, and I also just need it reviewed by somebody who I love very, very much. Step number 3 is going to be a booklet. It's going to be an A5 booklet, or maybe even like an A6 booklet, that kind of size. And through it is going to be about the real pandemic, which is the PCR pandemic. The real pandemic that we have is that people are going and being tested for something when they've got no symptoms. We have literally made Munchausen syndrome normality in our lives right now. And if you don't know what that is, please go and Google it. Please go and DuckDuckGo it. Long story short, it is basically where somebody tells you that you are sick, or you believe that you are sick, but you've got no reason to actually be sick, if that makes sense. That is what is happening through our governments right now. So this is what's coming next. This is very gentle. This is very lovely. This is very beautiful and fluffy and all the rest of it. Removing the mind control so people forget that they're in this awful situation. And then what we are going to do is we are going to start dropping it like it's hot with regards to this booklet. PCR pandemic, information on the jibber jab. We will be given numbers. We will be given numbers from the NHS website. We will be giving numbers from all of the different sources that show that the deaths have not been any different over the last 10 years. The numbers have not been any different from, the funeral parlours or the freedom of information, requests and things like that. That is what is happening right now, guys. That is what is happening. So this is why here we are stepping into, we have to start gently because they need to know we're here to serve them. We must start gently because they need to know that we are serving them. We are giving them information. We're giving them help for free. Up your fruits and veggies. Get out in the sunshine. Switch off your TV. Whether you think that's helpful or not, that's going to help certain people. We are here to get the one eye open and the one eye shut crew, like the kind of semi-awake people right now. That's what this is to do, to get more bums on seats, more boots on the ground. Step number 2, remove the mind control. If people don't see the constant signs, if people don't hear it, if people don't witness it, and there are legal cases out there at the moment to get this stuff off of the radios, get this stuff off the television, because it's against the law. It's called medical coercion. Okay, this is what we are doing here in the UK. So, like I say, this third step, there is going to be information on the PCR pandemic. There is going to be information on that. There is going to be information on statistics. And it's going to be a literal guide as to where people can go and find this information. So if they're like, this can't be true, they can go and look online to prove to themselves that it's true. On top of that, in this booklet, we are going to be sharing how to, what to buy, vitamin D, vitamin C, that kind of stuff that can really boost our immune system, and natural ways of making things that have been proven to work to heal this thing, whatever it is that's doing the rounds. And we've got evidence to prove that it works. So this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing, guys. That's the first 3 steps. I'm not going to share any past that right now because it's not the right time. All I've been told is that I can share these first 3 steps. Okay, there will be, Alex, we will be going to those groups. Can you just remove Alex's comment, somebody, please, because of the V word has been written. Can somebody just remove that for me? Oh, I can do it. It's fine. Alex, I acknowledge your comment, but because it had that V word in it, I've just had to remove it, babe. But I've acknowledged your comment, and I totally get it. We will need to be going to these places. I was actually at the one in Bournemouth and having a conversation because I was quite mortified the other day. I was out running, and what happened was there was a woman outside that was doing like a little video of herself waiting for her partner to come out. Her partner came out and she was like cheering him like this when he come out from having it, and he looked awful. He looked awful. He looked grey. He looked really, really bad. And, we are going to have to go to these places, but that's slightly further down the plan. We need to get more people conscious to what is going on first, with the information, because people are too bloody lazy to go and look for it themselves. You guys have probably noticed this. They are too lazy to actually acknowledge and notice and actually go and research. I say it constantly, guys. In the age of information, like, ignorance is not an excuse. It's not an excuse anymore. You know, what we must be doing right now is loving everybody, allowing everybody to know that whatever their choice is, that's okay. Because what tends to happen is, I'm going to be honest with you, MC, my mum has finally admitted that she's had it. My stepdad has finally admitted that they've had it. So, and this is me. You know, like, people say to me, God, how can your mum be so asleep? Like, thankfully, my dad is awake and he completely gets it. But, you know, I know somebody said something about their child. My little sister. So my little sister obviously is one of a twin, and her school basically sent her home because somebody's sibling in their class had come down with a positive test. And so that whole class got sent home. They had to do online learning. Now, my sister's sibling, because she's a twin, who lives in the same house, was allowed to go to school. And this is the hypocrisy of it all. So somebody's sibling can test positive, yet that person has to, and the whole class has to go home, yet somebody else's sibling can still remain in school. Now, on top of that, they basically told my little sister she can't go back to school unless she has a test. Now, you guys know how I feel about that. You guys know how I feel about that. And my little sister is so woke. She's so wise. She's wise beyond her years. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not having it. She's only 8, by the way. She's like, they're not having it. So my dad had to call me the other day because she was basically saying, I'm going to report you to Lucy if you get me tested. So I had to get on the phone to my little sister, and I obviously gave my dad the knowledge of what we can do to avoid this and how this works. You know, she's only 8 and she gets it. She's been telling me from the get-go, there is no way that is going in me. No way. And when her mum, apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, because it's come from the mouth of the babe rather than the mother, but she said that her mum was prepared to have it so that they could go on holiday. And she was like, I'm not having it. I'm not going to be around anybody that's had it. And I'm like, you are literally me in an 8-year-old's body. Like, literally, she is me in an 8-year-old's body. It's like she's my child anyway, like, to look at. She's extremely, extremely similar to me. And she is literally just a mini me. And she used to walk around in my high heels when I used to live with my dad for a little while, when he was going through a pretty strenuous period of time in his life. She used to put on my high heels, walk around and be like, I'm going on stage, because at that period of time I was obviously speaking to thousands of people on stage, and literally she would just be like, she'd put on one of my dresses and she'd be like, well, I'm going on stage today. And I'll never forget it. Back in 2018, which is the period of time when I was actually living with them, I was actually doing a speech in Birmingham at the IEC up there, and you know, there was thousands of people there, and she had such a hissy fit because she was like, I want to come on stage with you, like, I want to come on stage with you. And I was like, Dad, you're going to have to bring her. And he was like, Lucy, I can't take her. She won't go on stage anyway. She'll be petrified by the time she gets there. Because what's so funny is my little sister is so confident around me and so confident around certain people. But then when push comes to shove, so I have like taken her up when I've been doing like a seminar one day. I took her up with me and she was just like hiding, and she was like, oh no, this is really embarrassing. So as confident as she is, like, I mean, she's 8 years of age, you know, so yeah, it's just beautiful. And we must trust the kids, guys. They know better. They know better than us. You know, we are scared. We've been living in this world full of fear for such a long time. These little beans, as I like to call them, they know. They know where they've come from. They remember. And people like myself, you know, thankfully, I can encourage this to come up in her. And the other night on the phone, because I explained to her what we were going to do, she went, oh, I love you so much. And I was like, baby girl, I love you too. And then the other twin pipes up, I love you too. I love you too. And it's just so cute. You know, it is so blooming adorable. It is so amazing. But we need to listen to these little people. Okay, let me just explain the end goal of the rebel movement, guys, just so you know. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit today, but let me explain the end goal of the Rebel movement. So the end goal is basically a website which is going to be a one-stop shop for everything. It's going to be the current court cases that are going on, you know, dismantling the systems, how you can decline that, or the you know, those kind of things, how we can decline them beautifully and respectfully, you know, the legal terminology, the jargon, the mandates versus the law. You know, this is going to be a one-stop shop where literally, you know, there's amazing people out there that have designed amazing leaflets with regards to that, with regards to kids' health, with regards to all sorts of different things. We're basically going out to all of these people saying, hey, you've done amazing work. We want to be a one-stop shop. Are you willing for us to put your website here? Or like literally just link your website to our website so that we can say this is where you go for children's health, for example. This is where you go for children's jibber jabbers, for example. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and this is the thing, Alex, and it's a great point that you raise. You do not need to wear one of these. You do not. It is a mandate. It is not a law. Okay, it's like a legislation rather than a law. You can, all you need to say is, I am exempt. That is it. And they are not allowed to pursue you. Now, there are many court cases out there, and I've seen one very recently where somebody literally was chasing somebody down, like, you've got to wear it. Where is it? Where is it? That person has now been served with a notice, and a potential £9,000 fine is on their head. All you guys need to do is have a copy of the government website on your phone, and literally people, or just refer them to it. People have to leave you alone. It is, you are not allowed to be challenged. You are not allowed to be charged. You are not allowed to be causing, you know, any of it. They have to accept your word for it, okay? A little bit different on aeroplanes, I believe. On aeroplanes, I believe they would like a letter from your doctor. Whether you have to produce it or not, I don't know. But the fundamental truth of the matter is, you know, you do have to have a letter. Yeah, do you know what? It doesn't matter, right? Just remember, this is your this is your annoyance coming up because you don't want to be held back. You don't want to be told what you can or you can't do. So, and I get that completely, right? I get it. But all of our stuff is coming to the surface right now, guys, for healing. It is as simple as that. So we need to just stand in our truth and just be like, yeah, I'm exempt. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. That's what I do. Like, nobody actually asks me anymore because I walk in and I'm like, hi, and I make a beeline for the security guard. And I'm like, hey, how are you today? I hope you're well. And they just let me be. So you guys can be doing the same. And I actually go for those people. That's what I tend to do because I'm like, hey, let's just have the discussion if you want to have the discussion. But actually, more often than not, it's not like that. Because I'm going to them. It's not like I'm hiding away or I'm shying or I'm covering up my face or anything. I'm like, hi, how are you today? I hope you're well. So maybe try that tactic, and always set the intention, Alex, and anybody else that goes through this, set the intention that when you leave home and you're just about to go to the shops, that you're coming from a space of love. Literally just that's everything that you meet today. I'm going to come from a space of love. You are going to meet people that are scared. You are going to meet people that believe this fear porn. But quite honestly, I meet all sorts of different people out there. Many, many, many people say to me, I wish I was brave enough. That tends to be the consensus of it. Oh, I wish I was brave enough to not wear it. Oh, I wish I was. Oh, I wish I was. So just remember that, guys. You know, you are the author of your destiny. You are. And I actually saw a video, and there's a lady on Instagram called Becky Gibson, I think, or Becky something or other. And she basically went to Spain recently, or she might even still be in Spain. And she was like, you know, she traveled without a mask. She traveled without, you know, a test, you know, and that kind of stuff. And people were like, well, how have you done this? Quite angry with her. And actually, what she said is bang on. It's down to you guys to figure out what reality you choose to live in. My reality is, if I could get to Australia, I would go. That would mean I would have to do the quarantine period, right? I don't believe in quarantine, but if I want to go to Australia, I'm going to have to do it. I have to abide by their rules. Will I do the test? No. I will never have that put up my nose. Never. I will not wear a mask, ever. So this is the reality I choose. However, to see my loved ones, to be with the people that I love and I care about, I would do the quarantine period, even though it goes completely against what I believe humanity should be living through, particularly as in the UK, there is no segregation. What I'm hearing about the UK quarantine is disgusting, by the way. Disgusting. Anybody is choosing to come here to the UK, I would maybe rethink it. What I'm seeing in the food is awful. What I'm seeing in the facilities is awful. The fact that the guards aren't wearing masks is awful when you guys are expected to wear them, and all the rest of it. So, I just want to let you guys know that, you need to create your own reality, and you can either buy into the fear porn, or you can be like, hey, this is not happening on my watch. So for me, I have the consciousness. I know what's going on in the three-dimensional world, but I'm like, do you know what? I'm going past that. I'm not going to take the jab. I'm not going to take the test. I'm going to help as many people as I possibly can get to where they need to be gotten, so that we can actually step through this stuff. I show up at every single protest. I don't know one person that protests that is wearing a mask or that has taken a test. So let's raise the consciousness. Who is being tested? Who is being tested? If it's not us people that are apparently the super spreaders, who is being tested? Let me be clear with you. People are being bullied into it at work. People are being bullied into it in schools. That is who is testing. That's who's being tested. The care workers, those kind of people, they are being tested because they need to keep the emergency going. They need to keep it going. None of these people at the protests will be, like going through this stuff, guys. Nobody. So just have the level of consciousness and stand in your truth. Let these people rant, let these people rave, and just say, are you finished now? Are you finished? Thank you. Thank you for your perspective on this. I'm now going to go about my day. That's what I do. I just stand there and I'm like, okay, thank you for sharing your perspective. I'm going to go now. Simple as that. The way that we are going to get people to stop being tested is by us showing. That's all we need to do. And this step number 3, which should be out in the next few days, I'm like maybe a week. That's the next step. Let's raise the consciousness. The PCR is the pandemic. That's the pandemic. We're going into details about how many rounds it's used, how many it should be used. We're going into, the fact that all of these people, all of this finger pointing is taking place, when actually in reality, it's the same people being tested. I mean, here in the UK for a period of time, I don't know if this is still true, but they were being paid to be tested. Of course they're going to. If they've got no money, if they're self-employed and they're not eligible for furlough, of course they're going to go and take 500 quid or whatever from the government. Of course. Don't forget all of these tests that they're doing on people that are coming into the country or leaving the country, or in the quarantine hotels, or in the schools, or in the police stations. Because I imagine if you get arrested right now, they're testing you. All of these will count to the numbers, guys. It's all part of the fear porn. So are you prepared to put yourself in a situation where you are in that? No. You decide your reality and then you live it. Okay, you decide your reality. Now, I speak about this a lot. The reason I am doing it this way is because sending someone a video saying, watch this, or God, you need to listen to me, or I wish you'd hear me, doesn't work. It doesn't work. I watched thousands of people around the world, millions of people probably around the world, do that kind of stuff. Literally do that kind of stuff for months. And it got people nowhere. It just literally created this divide. Oh, you're crazy. You're one of those sea theorists. Like, we need to recognize when we come from love, people will receive. They might not receive it instantly, but it will sit in their consciousness and then they'll deal with it. If you argue and you shout at people, or if you force stuff down people's necks, it doesn't work. So we start with love. We serve people. And then we serve some more without them even knowing. We're removing the mind control. And then we serve them some more with the information and the facts and the figures to back up what we are saying. This is the way we need to work. This is unpicking the mind control that people have been experiencing. So guys, I am going to London this evening. I am going to be staying in London tonight, and I will be in London tomorrow, 8 a.m. at Hyde Park. If you are in London, come and give me a big fat squeeze. please come and give me a big fat squeeze, give me a hug, you know, let me know who you are, because people always go, oh, hi, Lucy, and they hug me, and I'm like, who are you? Which is so funny. Come and get a photo. You know, everybody says to me, oh, can I have a photo? Let's have some photos. Great. Guys, if you are there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will be there, okay? I will be there. I will be shoulder to shoulder with you. I do have to leave quite early tomorrow because I've got evening commitments with my meetings and my memberships and stuff. So please, 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 please do know, you know, we've picked our path this lifetime. You know, we must stand up in our truth, even if it's our loved ones, even if it is somebody that's there. Do you know what I mean? Our partner, our intimate lover or whatever. Just remember, you've picked your path. It's time for you to stand in your truth. It's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to say, right, this is what I'm doing. You can be with me or you're not with me, but I'm going to love you anyway. Yeah, so tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow is Monday, so I'm going to be at the one tomorrow at 8 a.m. Hyde Park, and then we've got it's basically moving 11 a.m. to Parliament Square, and then there's something happening at 12 o'clock about, you know, doing some blockages and stuff like that. But it's all the same. We're starting at 8. It's going on to something else, and then it's going on to something else. So yeah, Joe, I wouldn't be showing him this stuff. I would literally, I wouldn't be showing him any of my videos because I'll trigger the fuck out of him. What I would be doing is, you know, like give him this leaflet and just say, how does that sit with you? How does it sit with you? And he might not like it, but it's in his consciousness, and it's so loaded with love and light activation codes. Everything that I write and I speak is loaded with activation codes, guys. So all you need to do is get them to read it, and they will get the activation codes. Okay, literally, why do you think I'm doing this stuff? I'm literally loading the human race with light activations and you know, codes that help them feel better. Lucy, how did you get to be so good at and or naturally gifted at public speaking and motivational metaphysical speaking? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I've never been trained in public speaking. I've never been trained in how to get all these light activation codes. God, as far as I'm concerned, the divine basically gives me the words, and I know that they are loaded with exactly what the human race needs. I've never been trained. I literally, you guys know some of my past lives. I feel that this lifetime I'm channeling many of my past lives, and that is how these gifts are coming through. Like I say, I have never been, and I would never be trained to speak publicly. Somebody asked to train me many years ago. I can't remember his name, but many years ago, back in 2018-ish, and he was like, oh, we can get you, like, we'll put this box around you and you'll know where you can and where you can't use your, and I'm like, no, that's not me. Like, I'm me. What people see is what they get, and I just trust so implicitly, and maybe this is the what you're looking for, light seeker. I trust implicitly that I am linked to God or the divine, and that everything that comes out of my mouth is of the utmost truth and for the greatest good of everybody that hears it. I trust that, and I surrender to that. Okay, so maybe that's where the gift is. It's not about trying to be the perfect person, or, you know, let's be honest about it, I'm raw as hell. I swear, you know, I drop things, like I mess up. I'm not ever perfect with my nails done, my hair done, like literally. I like, it's just not like that with me, and that is why people love it, because I'm authentic. So figure out who you are meant to be and just speak your truth into existence. Guys, please do remember to hit the like button as you leave this. Please do remember to share this with anybody that needs to hear it today. I will be back next Sunday. I'm going to be doing it Sunday evening next week because I'm running a retreat next week, so I won't be at next Saturday's protest. But yeah, I will be back with you next Sunday evening. I will share everything that goes down in Glastonbury at the Heart Chakra of the World next weekend. I love you all to the moon and the stars, and I will see you super soon. Lots of love. Thank you to my moderators as always. Take care.